Okay, with this video, you can pause it, give the whole thing a go yourself first. You can do it bit by bit with me. I don't care. It's down to you, but make it a challenge. Okay, so I'm hoping you've given it a go, or you might be a bit stuck. This is our task. You notice it's given us no information to put into these arrays, so I'm just going to make it up to help me visualize it. So I'm going to do member names as one of my 1D arrays. So let's just do... Let's do Leah. Let's do Cohen. And let's do... Karen. Okay, so they're my member names. There's a 2D array called member books. There you go, 2D array, member books. This is going to store the IDs of the book borrowed by each member. Okay, so the position is going to correlate. Okay, got it. So member books equals. So Leah, or Leah, let's call it Leah rather than Leia. It's not Princess Leia, is it? So let's just do our 2D array like this. Apologies, I'm just trying to get this formatted so it looks neat. Okay, she's borrowed book number 1, she's borrowed book number 2, she's borrowed book number 5. Look at her go. Cohen has also borrowed book 1, also book 2, also book 5, but he's gone one step extra. Also book 99. And Karen, book 4, book 46, book 911. Okay, so let's get her book reading book 21 as well. Okay, happy days. So member books is done. So we know that this is Leah, we know that this is Cohen, and we know that this is Karen. We then got a variable called total members. It holds the number of library members. So really I can do this, total members equals 3. Or we can do len member names, which for me makes more sense. Unless it tells us that we've got 50 members or 100 members, it doesn't. It doesn't say anything in the question about how many members, so I'm just going to do len member names. Total books. Oh, it's called max books, sorry, my bad. Max, not you Max, don't get carried away. Max books equals len member books. Alright, let's keep going. Calculate and track the number of books borrowed by each member. To do that, we want to count the number of books currently borrowed by each member. Okie dokie. Okay, so let's just also... In here it says, count the number of books currently borrowed by each member. Identified by non-empty entry. So that's basically saying that if someone hasn't got a book ID, we need to make it 0. Non-entry basically means a non-value. If it was words, we would have it as speech marks like that saying it's empty. 0, this means that this person has borrowed these books, but not this book. So everyone should have the same amount here. If it was 5 books as a maximum, this person would have 0, and this person would have 0 as well. To say they've got these books, but not that one. So you have all the spaces the same. So let's do it like that. So we've got 3 people, 5 maximum books you can have. Leah's got 3 books, Cohen's got 4, and Karen's got 4. Now we're going to do our count. So I'm just going to loop through for I in range length of member books. Or I can say total members. Makes a difference. Let's do that in fact. Let's use total members. For I in range total members, which is 3. We're going to now do the count of number of books currently borrowed by each member. This is very easy. So we're going to do for x in range max books. So it's going to go through that this person needs, if it's 5, this person needs 2 zeros. There you go. So it's going to go through this one. Great. I need to do a count of books equals 0. So every time it goes on to a new person, which is represented by the row, it starts at 0 again. And what we're going to do is we're going to simply do if member books position I x is greater than 0, so it's not 0. You can see it doesn't equal 0 as well. We want the count to go up by 1. So let's go check that. Is it 0? No, let's add 1. Is this 0? No, add 1. Is this 0? No, add 1. Is this 0? Yep, so we're not going to add 1. Is this 0? Yeah, so we're not going to add 1. At the end, print counts of books. So this will show how many books a person has. First person should have 3 books, 4 books, 4 books. Let's give their name as well. So I'm going to do print the names kept in member names and position I. There you go. So remember, these correspond to these rows. Okay. So we've now got each person and the amount of books they've got. Identify members who have reached their borrowing limit. So if anyone's got a maximum number of books, we need to say that. So let's say that, not Cohen, he doesn't read that many books. Let's say Karen. What we're going to do now is, whilst we're going through, or actually at the end, if count of books equals 5, print has reached the maximum number of books. So if we run our code now, Leah 3, Cohen 4, Karen 5 has reached the maximum number of books. Look, if we did this for Leah, there you go. Has reached the maximum number of books. 4, 5 has reached the number of books. In fact, I'm not going to use 5. What I am going to do is put max books. We need to use the variables which we've used before. It means the same thing, I know. Okay. Output for each member, the member name. Well, we've done that already. I'm amazing. The list of book IDs, we have not done that. So what I'm going to do is every time we count a book, I'm going to print the book ID. So watch. Print book ID, comma, and I'm going to put member books IX. So now if I run it, Leah, book 1, book 2, book 5, book 6, book 7. Cohen, book 1, book 2, book 5, book 99. Karen 4, 46, 91, 21, 77. Nice and easy. Very nice and easy. An indication if the members reach a borrowing limit. Well, we've done that. That's what this is doing. They've reached the maximum number of books. Calculate and display general library statistics. The total number of books currently borrowed. Okay, so if we want to calculate how many books have actually borrowed, I'm going to make another variable outside of the loop, because if you put it in the loop, it'll get reset. We'll call it total borrowed. And every time we calculate a book has been borrowed by someone, we just make it go up by 1. A number of members who've reached the borrowing limit. Well, that's easy as well. We make another variable outside the loop. Every time we check to see if someone's met the borrowing limit, we simply borrowing limit, I cannot spell, equals borrowing limit plus 1. So at the end, once the whole loop is done, we print the total number of books borrowed equals total borrowed. That's the variable. And prints the number of members who have reached their borrowing limit are limit. So if we run the code now, there we go. Has reached borrowing number, has reached borrowing number. The total number of books borrowed is 14. The number of members who have reached a borrowing limit are 2, which is true. We have 2 people who've reached 5 books. So what happens when Corin decides to read another book? It should now say 3. There you go. So a few tips for you. I would leave, when you're writing out your code, an empty line like that. So gap. So alternate the lines. That means that if you have to make changes, it's easy for you to do. Second thing I would do it in pencil. Third thing I would do is I would actually fill out the data if it doesn't give you the data, like I've done, so you can visualize it.